Hey, hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is going to be talking about my most reach for base products for 2023. I don't know if this is going to interest you at all, but I thought it might, and I think it'll help me eventually remember what I liked when and all of that. So I figured we could just like hang out and yammer a bit about the makeups that I really enjoyed using this year. I recorded some clips of me applying some of the things that I'm going to talk about, and then I just thought we'd have a little hang sesh. So hopefully you're into that. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you could do that now. I upload a boatload of videos. Like, you can definitely get enough of me on the internet. All right, let's just get right into it. Okay, I figured I would talk about the products in order that I use, in the same order I use them. Hey, babe.
Can I tell you something?
Yes?
Poppers was lying right next to me, and she let me go like this with her.
Uh-huh.
Hold my arm on her.
Oh, that's really nice.
And she was just cuddling me for like 20 minutes.
I love that.
And then she got up.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Right? Okay, I thought I would go in order of application. So typically I do my eyes first, and then with any fallout, I use this Danessa Myricks just beauty oil to clean up the fallout. So I put a little bit on, and then I rub it in with my finger, and I use a wipe to clean it off. I found that doing it this way kind of keeps my under eye hydrated, what with the oil and all, but also cleans up any kind of fallout very easily without, you know, hurting my under eyes or causing any irritation or anything like that. So that has been like my go-to for quite a while, definitely more than just like 2023, but I've been using the Danessa Myricks oil and it's lovely, no complaints. I obviously do all of my skincare before I come in here and do makeups, and then I go in with my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Powder Balm Foundation thingy. This is not the correct shade, so it's going to look a little bit weird in the application, but I'm out of the translucent one, and I had this one, and I thought underneath my foundation it's not going to matter what it looks like, so I'm going to use this up so that I don't waste it, because I love this stuff. I cannot do my makeup without it unless by some freak chance I'm just putting it off and to wash it off again. Otherwise, I definitely use this every single time. I also want to mention that just recently I started using the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury as a prep. So I spray my face after my eyes are done, but before I use the Danessa Myricks balm. It's supposed to help extend the wear, keep the oils under control, and I really, really like it. I do it almost every time I do my makeup now. I definitely notice a difference. I don't know if not all setting sprays will do that. This one definitely works, but I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of setting sprays, and I usually spray my face after I do my makeup just to like settle in the powders, but that's not like to extend the wear necessarily, just to settle powder. So I have 3 foundations I want to mention. The first one is the one I'm using today. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and this is in shade 122 Creamy Beige. This is the perfect color for me. I don't know how I got lucky enough to match myself, but I did. I have been loving this foundation. I used it and used it and used it and used it. I just love it. I think that it is a higher coverage than my other favorite foundation, and it's also way more affordable. My favoriteest until this one is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. It's not as high coverage, and you know, it can be built up a little bit for sure, but you're not going to get full coverage out of this. But this is such a lovely foundation. It's so nice and thin and lightweight and easy to use. The bottle's goofy. It's a pain right in the tuchus to store it, but whatever, it's fine. And then we have kind of a late entry. I've discovered this a few weeks ago. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free and Balance Stick Foundation. I cannot believe how much I really like this. I have used it almost every day for a couple of weeks now. It's so good. The color is a little bit light for me, so I do get to still go in with some heavy bronzer, but the wear on this is very, very nice. It looks good on my skin. My favorite way to apply this is with a dry sponge. Weird, I know, but you just like push it in and it looks nice. The other two, I'm happy with a damp sponge, a brush, literally anything. There's no bad way to apply either of those foundations, in my opinion. And then for concealer, if you've been here any length of time, you're not going to be surprised by this. It's the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. I love this. When I got it, I thought this seems very similar to the KVD Good Apple Concealer, and I think it is. This is probably the best wearing foundation for me. My under eyes are pretty darn wrinkly. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I'm almost 46 this month. It's my birthday month. Feel free to leave me all the happy birthday wishes. I won't get tired of it. But this just looks the best on my under eyes. And I do pair that with a powder. But let me tell you about the other concealer that I've been using. It's the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer. This does not look amazing on my under eyes, but I've been putting a tiny little bloop right here to lighten up that very dark area between my eyes and my nose, and it looks very nice. It stays, it brightens, it's lovely, but I can't use it as like a full-on concealer under my eyes. I can use almost anything as a concealer around my face, but under my eyes is tricky business. And to set my under eyes, I have been using this By Terry Hyaluronic Pressed Powder. This is just an itty bitty size I got ages ago. Didn't really use it because By Terry, super expensive, but I've been using it for quite a while and it's almost gone. And I think I'm like 70-ish% sure that I will repurchase this. That's how much I like it on my under eyes. And you probably saw in the application, I put the puff in and I start out here and work my way in. That way there's not a boatload of powder on my inner portion of my under eyes, because that's where a lot of the wrinkles are. And it's so nice. I like it a lot. And then for powder on my face, my favorite is the Nakia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. It's my favorite. I love it. But I've been trying to use up some powders that I had. So I've been using this Too Faced powder. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing amazing about it. It's just fine. And I should have mentioned with the concealer, I've been applying my concealer, like rubbing it in, patting it in with a little velour puff. This one's pretty skanky looking. But I use this part, the triangle part, for the concealer, and then I just fold it up a little bit and use the bottom part for powder. Works great. And then for my face, I have this Danessa Myricks puff. So I just use this to press powder on the rest of my face. I like applying it with a puff. I think it looks better. I feel like it wears better. I think that I end up breathing in less. It's just all the way around pretty darn good. Next up, we have contour, and I've pretty much just used two this whole year. The Kevyn Aucoin contour powder in the shade medium, which I don't know if you can see it, but there's an itty bitty pan in there. This sucker was expensive too, but I use it like almost every day, or I use the Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio in medium. I like this middle shade for contour and the other shade for bronzer. I don't really use this powder. I might start giving it a whirl. I saw Angelica use it as her like under eye powder, and I thought maybe I would try that. It'll really depend on how thin the powder is, but those are my go-to contour powders. I love them, and I contour every time I put on makeup. I think it makes a pretty big difference on my face shape. I'm kind of round and oval, and I want a little bit of cheekbones. Next up, we have bronzers. My go-to favoritist of all time has been the Maybelline 24-Hour Fresh Wear Infallible Bronzer, and this is in the shade 350 Medium. I love this bronzer. It works every time. It looks great every time. It just goes on. Love, love, love it. Cannot say enough good things. But I have two more that I want to mention because I have definitely reached for this Pat McGrath bronzer in Bronze Nirvana. I don't know why I can never remember that. A lot since I did the full face of Pat McGrath products. This is a very, very nice bronzer. It's kind of orangey, which works for me in high summer because I turn kind of orangey with my tan. This is a very nice bronzer. I don't think it's like be all end all bronzers. Like I would probably choose the L'Oreal before I'd purchase that again, but it's very nice and I like it a lot. And the other one that is just like my go-to reach for it, no muss, no fuss, is the Glowish in 03 Tan Light. I've had this for quite a while, really like it. This one is more of a winter shade because it's kind of cool tone, and the less tan I am, the cooler I am, so this looks more like a bronzer on me in the winter. In the summer it can look a little bit too cool on my skin, so I don't use it much. I do have another shade that I can use in the winter. Nope, summer, in the summer. All right, next we're on to blush. Both of these are, I've been using them since they came out, but they didn't come out super early in the year. And the first one is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Blush. And this is in So Confident or Confident something, Confident Pink. Love this blush. I love it so much. I bought a second shade. These are fantastic. Boy howdy, if you love blush. These ones, oh, and then there was the other one too. Was it Essence? The domed baked one? Oh man, I should have grabbed it. I'll insert a picture here so you can see. That was like, I could not stop using that blush. I loved it. I haven't reached for it in quite a while. I completely forgot about it. I have a very large blush collection. And then I got one of these, and then I had to get the other, and it's the Blend Bunny blush palettes. I used the Bare one today. You'll see I used the pink shade and the red shade mixed together, and that's my blush. It looks intimidating, and these are very pigmented, but boy, you can mix and match and just have such a good time with these blush palettes. I genuinely love every shade. I mean, that's 16 blushes right here, and I love them all. I really like blush, so there's that. But these are absolutely fantastic, and I want to use them like all the time. The next step in my makeup application process is a finishing powder. I pretty much used the same three all year. I'd forgotten about one of them, but today's is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Foundation in the shade 120 Vanilla. You can see I've used the heck out of this. Like, this is so good. I cannot wear it as a foundation. That looks terrible on me. But as a finishing powder, I love it so much. And then I have the Dior Backstage Powder No Powder. This is just as nice. It's a little bit different because there's a slight sheen to it. It's not sparkly or shimmery or anything like that. There's just like a natural kind of sheen, which I really, really like. So I'm either grabbing for that or the Sephora Micro Smooth powder. I think this is very, very, very similar to the Dior Backstage Powder No Powder. Like so similar, right down to like the slight sheen. So yeah, if you can't or don't want to get the Dior, which I think they have stopped selling, the Sephora one, oh, so good. Love, love, love it with my whole heart. All right, and the last step in my makeup application process, aside from eyes and lips and brows and what have you, is highlight. My go-to, I mean, I have a lot of highlight, like a lot. But if I'm really just wanting to whack something on really quick on my Cupid's bow inner corner just for something bright, and I want something wild and funky on my cheekbones, I've been using the Jaclyn Hill Iced Highlighter. This is beautiful. I don't support her necessarily, and I probably wouldn't purchase more, but this is very, very nice. I really like the Rare Beauty one as well, but that one I think I got in a shade that's too dark for me most of the time. So this one's just easy and, you know, available, so that helps. I have so many highlighters that I love, I just can't even. And the other one is the Cosmic Brushes Frosting Highlight Trio. This is such a good, fun highlight palette. I really, really like this. I used this today for my Cupid's bow and my nose and below my brow. And then I used the Blend Bunny Noctilucent highlight palette for my cheekbones. I love this. I have some pan in the green one. I did have to scrape it out a little bit when I got pink eye because I did use it on my inner corner and I didn't want to risk anything happening, so I did scrape out a little bit of it, so I didn't earn the pan in the green, but I just wanted to put that out there in case you were wondering. But I really, really love this palette. The only shade that I can't use is this dark pink one. It can be an eyeshadow, it can be like a lip topper, which I really enjoy doing. I just can't use it on my cheekbones because it's a bit too dark, but otherwise it's fantastic. So those are all of the products that I was like head over heels for 2023. Definitely, if you have skin like mine, which is basically normal with an oily T-zone, and you like the same kinds of makeup that I do, I would absolutely recommend these products for you. I love them. And I don't throw around the L word like a crazy person. They're just genuinely good and easy to use. I don't mind fussing with my makeups. I really like the production. I like it being a thing. But I also want it to work. I don't mind playing a bit extra with eyeshadow, but I need my bronzer to go on and not look muddy and weird. I need my contour to go on and not look muddy and weird. So I appreciate the ease of use with these products. And with the concealers, nobody wants screwed me under eyes. Anyway, I don't know if any of this was helpful for you or not, but hopefully you enjoyed it either way. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Let's chat in the comment section if any of these are your go-tos or if you want to try any of them. Let's talk about it down there. All right, be good and remember to be kind to you.